And first day of hurricane season, we're sending you down to the Pier House in Key West. That's how confident we are that it's going to be a wonderful, calm hurricane season. And to reinforce that, we have Craig Setzer of CBS4 and My 33.
Good morning.
Joined us in person. Good to see you. Now, just like typical TV person, Donna.
Yeah.
He looks great. He's got his hair. It looks nice.
You do. You look fabulous.
Thanks. I was thinking, now, can I just go in my underwear? Or
you could.
It's
well, we do have a webcam, so that might have been a little uncomfortable, and we're doing YouTube for you. So it's a good thing you look like you look.
But see, the rest of us, we were like half shirts and, floppy hats and all that stuff. But it's good to have you here. We have lots of good friends at CBS4 and that building over there, so we're happy to have you here. Here's something I didn't know about Craig. Did you know he was once a tornado chaser?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
You told me that this morning.
Yeah.
You did
that.
You're a crazy man.
Yeah,
and tell me a wild tracer story.
That's what actually got me the job in Florida when I moved from Colorado. I lived in Colorado and went tornado chasing on Memorial Day weekend and saw a monster tornado. All the other tornado chasers in Kansas.
In Kansas, yeah.
Where it's flat, land of Oz. And all the other tornado chasers were in Texas, and so they missed it, and it played on the Weather Channel all weekend, and boom, I was
instant star.
Instant star.
So was it? I don't recall. Maybe I've seen the video. Was it you in the car with the rain and coming around and shooting through the window and everything?
And actually, I sold the video, and now it's on a phone card commercial. Feel the power, and there's my tornado right there.
I can't believe it.
Wow.
It's like, that's my tornado, man. Did you get royalties on it?
Not anymore.
One time. Now, did that tornado did it cause any damage?
Fortunately, it didn't. It was just very white
spectacular.
and spectacular.
Wow.
Yeah. Now we see water spouts all the time here, but that's totally different, right?
Right. Yeah.
Because when I was a boater, I'd see them all the time.
Yeah, and they're cool. I mean, if I had a boat, I would drive toward it. That's just me.
Well, I was
crazy.
right next to one when I used to fly in the chopper.
Uh-huh.
I was right next to a water spout. I mean, really close.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
It's fascinating, really scary up close. Really scary up close.
And then we had that humongous one in downtown Miami like 5 or 6 years ago, whatever it was, that humongous thing that came down. All right, first day of hurricane season, number one question people want to know, what type of season are you seeing? Because there's an El Nino now or something,
La
right?
Nina, El Nino, is it going to be quiet? Ferocious?
Everybody's kind of saying leaning towards more of an average type of year, but since 1995, 1996, we've had seasons that have been above average, on average about 15 named storms. Technically, an average year over the last 50 years is only 11, so around 11. Mm-hmm. But in 1992, everybody says that was the below average year, but we had Andrew. So it's all about what
it's
happens
relative.
Here.
Yeah, it's you can have one storm, but if it's an Andrew,
right.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Right.
It's
exactly.
like Andrew's the second costliest. The first one is Katrina, right? I think that's the case.
At this point, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of big storms from the year. I feel sorry for people who are named after the storms because I remember one of my girlfriends has a daughter named Katrina. And the poor kid just got maligned for a year after that. I know Donna was retired in the middle 60s because she was a mean mama.
I've been here since the early 60s, and that's when we had a couple in the early days of the 60s too. Donna and Betsy. Betsy was a big one,
and
sure.
you think, Betsy, she sounds so sweet. Some of these names, how do they pick the names? Do you know?
Well, it used to be, it was just women's names for a while, and then they said, that's not right.
Unfair.
Yeah. So they alternate men and women, and they make the names in advance for several years in advance, and then they just have to replace a name that gets taken out.
See, I wasn't even worried about Francis, and then look what happened with Francis.
You're thinking of like Aunt B.
Yeah, exactly.
Francis Bouvier,
but what could Francis do? So sometimes you get a little lull of, false sense of security with the names.
I got to ask you now. We're seeing the promos constantly on TV. The whole digital conversion thing, when that happens in 12 days or whatever it is, are the old TVs that we have in our garage that we're hanging on to, are those going to work?
That is going to be a problem. All the Casios, those little LCD Casios that everybody has, they're not going to be working. So the big fear was that, the industry wasn't going to be ready, and still the industry's lagging. Radio Shack has a few of those TVs, and some other places do, but you can't go down and pick one up at Best Buy for $100.
You're talking about the digital versions of them?
Portable digital TVs that you would take to your hurricane room, your interior room or bathroom, and watch TV when the power goes out. They just don't exist right now in a lot in bulk.
Well, I do say that is one thing about Majic is
you got your radio here.
And if we have television stuff to broadcast, we'll take care of that. But we'll obviously be on the air, which is we hope that'll be good news for us.
And we will call you and tell you, hey, here's what's going on now.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what'll happen. So
I'm just amazed that we've seen this whole digital thing coming for so long that we're in hurricane season and still we're not.
You know what? Here's the thing. I got so tired of hearing it, and I said, I don't want to hear about it again. And then I'm walking around my house the other day and go, you know what? I've got 2 of those TVs. I got like a guest room and something else, and I forgot I have like antenna you don't realize it until I was like watching it the other day.
What's the most important thing to put in your hurricane kit? Water?
I think water, yeah, because you can, and really the big thing with hurricane season is, in surviving it, is the chances your house will be destroyed are pretty low. But the chances you'll be severely inconvenienced with no power and things like that for several days is pretty high. So you want to make yourself more comfortable until the services come back. That's really the main thing you need to think about for hurricane season.
Well, we asked our listeners what they put in their hurricane kits that are not necessarily like the batteries and the TV.
There's the no-brainer stuff, the batteries, the water, the canned goods, the can opener.
At Donna's house, it's the manual wine, the
analog
wine opener.
Yes, indeed, of course.
Exactly.
We have our priorities. Yeah, but there's little things like that you don't realize. And then you miss it when you don't have it. And in this lady's case, it was flip-flops. But board games for the kids, great. I said, listen, Jiffy Pop popcorn, that stuff that you put it over the little gas burner and you can have yourself fun after the storm's over.
And we're so dependent upon all of the conveniences of modern society that it's a shock when we get thrown back into the 1940s, 30s, 20s.
Yeah, I remember right after, I think it was Francis or Jean, it was incredibly hot. We got lucky with Wilma because it was very cool after that, but boy, after Francis and Jean, I remember laying in bed, and the windows are open, there's nothing, and we were getting towels and putting it into the cooler where the ice was melting, and then you would put it on your neck just to kind of get through the night.
And you think this is why people didn't live in Florida before air conditioning.
Thank you
You know what?
very
Here's
much.
a real simple tip that we do. We get those water bottles and we just fill them with water and put them in the freezer so that you have all these frozen gigantic bottles of water that'll act as ice. And actually, when you defrost them, they actually act as water.
That's great.
So there you go. Craig Setzer, CBS4, My 33. You guys all prepared over there? You got your big hunker down room and everything?
Big hunker down room. We've got a whole closet full of just water.
We're ready to rock. I love
Pots.
that. Yeah.
And obviously you're not taking vacation, so we'll be able to see you a lot.
From
Right?
here on out.
From here,
That's
you're
right.
done.
You got the whole staff.
And if we happen to see like a tornado, are you going to hop back in your Vega and go chase it down?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a Ford Probe.
You had a Ford Probe, of course.
At the time, wow.
Gotta have a probe.
That's
Perfect.
funny.
All right.
That's great.
Great,
Craig,
thanks so
for
much.
coming in.
Sure,
We
thank you,
appreciate
All right.
it.
Thanks to our friends at CBS4. Hey, thanks for coming by, Craig.
Sure,
I
thanks
want
for having me.
to see how prepared we are in our kitchen. This is the Majic kitchen.
Okay.
Let's see what we have in our refrigerator. If we're prepared, we always have. I know we got lots of utensils.
Okay, now this is very important. The
That's-
manual or analog.
The analog can
Analog
opener.
can.
Very important to have that in there. And we got paper towels. We got detergent. Let's see what we got in our freezer. Anything good? These are actually kind of neat. These are little frozen packs.
You can eat them afterwards? What are
They're make like Italian ices. They're awesome. We got, what's good here is in a hurricane, all rules are out the door, so you can eat other people's food. So people bring their stuff in for their lunches, and you can just feel free to have anything that you like in there.
And of course, once the power goes off, the blue bell goes first, right?
We eat that right away. Yeah, you don't want that to go melt, Here's what we got in the fridge. We got we got soy milk. Look, we don't even have any water in our refrigerator. I'm embarrassed. We don't have any water in our refrigerator. So that's it. What do we have? What do you see there?
Spray on butter.
That's right, because the regular butter, it's not going to be very good. It's going to have
if you're going to
melted.
starve, you got to be healthy.
Oh man, that's awesome. There we go. That's our refrigerator. It's pretty lame. Oh look, somebody left some potato salad. I'm sure it's out of date, but that'll last, for a couple of minutes with the staff. So there we go. What's down here? Little spaghetti sauce, salad dressing, real mayonnaise. You don't want to mess around with the artificial. And that's about it.
We don't have much set for 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, we're good until, something happens. So, all right, there we go. Craig Setzer from My 33 CBS4. Watch him.